Well, it's great to have you in Boston. You said it's cold here.
Yeah.
Apologies about that, but hey, we're used to it, right? Boston, obviously a great sports city. You have the Red Sox, you have the Bruins, the Patriots, the Celtics, and now we're having UFC 220 to look forward to in January. First off, how do you feel about fighting in Boston?
I'm excited. You know, it's something that you kind of think about cities. Certain cities you think about. New York, you think about Boston, Vegas. Just like you alluded to, you know, those big sports cities that have a lot of history. I'm excited to walk into the arena and kind of feel, you know, obviously it's not the Garden, but it's still the history of the Celtics still lies within the franchise. So it'll be good to walk in there and kind of feel, see the banners up and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
You have some similarities to one of Boston's favorite guys, Tom Brady. Now, you're a few years younger, but you're both veterans in your respective sports, and you're known for doing things the right way. I know you're a Saints fan.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you feel about Tom Brady?
You know, Tom Brady and I were actually in a Sports Illustrated article together. Athletes that were 40, heading towards 40, and were still at the top of the game, and I thought that was a big honor. But what he is doing at his age is, for anyone that's not a fan of the Patriots, it's kind of like, you know, you always want to pull your hair out because, like, how's he doing it? You know, it's like this guy plays as though he's 25 years old. It's amazing to watch him compete and see. It's just this machine. You know, the Patriots have just become this machine that doesn't stop. So you guys are spoiled. You know, as the Saints, we're good, and we're like, everybody's like jumping on top of our cars. It's Mardi Gras every day. But for you guys, it's like, this is the norm. You know, you know that the Patriots are going to be good. And, I'm jealous.
Well, I got to tell you something. The way that a lot of fans feel about Tom Brady is the way a lot of fighters feel about you. So,
awesome.
Hey, how do you feel about that?
That's cool.
This is the first time you'll be fighting since UFC 214. Now,
Yeah.
the light heavyweight championship was returned to you after John Jones was caught doping once again. What's your mindset heading into this fight, defending that title? We have the belt right here, and your legacy as the best light heavyweight fighter out there.
You know, everybody tells me, you know, well, you didn't get a fair shake. You know, you didn't fight a guy that was clean. But for me, I was in the arena. You know, I competed on July 29th, and I feel as though I lost the fight. For me, it's about going back in there and doing what I do, winning fights, and I can feel better about everything, about the championship, about my place in the sport, everything. I'm a realist, you know, and it sucks being on the receiving end of a loss like I feel I was in July. But I feel more people now are understanding about the result, even more than when John got into trouble in 2015 and I had nothing to do with it. So it is what it is. You know, it's a tough spot, but you know, as long as I continue to do what I do, I'll be fine.
So your name has been synonymous with John Jones, and we mentioned that you're a guy that does everything the right way.
Yes.
This is a guy who didn't always do everything the right way. So is it one of those things where you're excited for this chapter to be over, or do you hope to one day see him again?
You know, I have to move forward, you know, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm going to do as I progress in my career, is that I can't deal with these guys' outside issues anymore. They have so many. I don't know what they're doing, you know, like I keep like attracting the bad guy, you know, but I can't deal with it. You know, I can't waste the energy and the time worrying about if John's going to be able to get to the fight or if Volkan's going to be able to get to the fight. I have to just prepare myself to the best of my ability, and then whoever's there is there. I kind of say now, they're all faceless. They're faceless until we're standing across the octagon from each other. And then I can understand, you know, who I'm fighting.
Next up, you'll be fighting Volkan Oezdemir. What's your impression of him as a fighter and as an opponent going into this one?
He's tough. You know, he's a very strong guy, big, very experienced kickboxer. And he's been on a tear. I said some crazy stuff last year. You know, I kind of put my foot in my mouth at times. I told a reporter once, I go, listen, guys, I'm not going to be fighting forever. I said, if I'm hanging around and fighting guys like Volkan Oezdemir, I've done something terribly wrong with my money. But a year later, Volkan Oezdemir, he's knocked everybody out. He's like put himself in this position. So maybe I should stop talking to the future before we actually get there, because then I end up in these situations. But I respect him tremendously. I think he's a good fighter, but I believe once the octagon door closes, he will realize that it's just a different level. There are different levels to the game. He's beat some very good fighters, but nobody like me he's competed against.
Now, there's a different dynamic because you both have a lot of respect for each other. He said some pretty nice things about you. With John Jones, there was a lot of chirping back and forth, and of course, you both are professionals, but there was some tension there. So is it a different dynamic here going into the fight and having this respect for your opponent?
You know, it's nice, you know, but under everything, right, with Jones, there was always respect. I always respected him as a competitor. I always thought he was a tremendous fighter. But personally, we just don't get along, and we never will. Oezdemir, I met him in an elevator in Anaheim because we fought the same night, and I thought he was a cool guy. You know, he was kind of standing there, you know, kind of a funny-looking dude, you know, got a different type of head, real peanut head. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? And he was like, hey, good to meet you. And I was like, he's a pretty cool kid, you know, but we're not going to be friends or anything, you know. So that was the extent of our friendship, was us meeting in the elevator. And that was cool. But, yeah, it's nice to not really hate the guy that I'm fighting. And just every night stewing and can't sleep because I'm fuming, you know, so it's good.
Well, I thought you were being nice until you called him a peanut head.
Well, he does kind of have a peanut head. Be honest, you know, he can say it. He's not here right now.
So he's known for his knockouts, his devastating punches. But this is a guy who's been in the UFC for less than a year, and experience is on your side in this one. So how are you expecting this fight to go?
Well, I mean, outside of Jones, nobody's ever beat me. You know, like nobody's ever even really come close to beating me. Alexander Gustafsson was close, I guess, but I've beaten everybody else, and I expect to do that too to Oezdemir. I feel like at a point he's gonna kind of understand that it's just the battle's lost. And when the battle's lost, I always say that when you push a guy to limits and places that they don't like to go, eventually they roll over. They let you either choke them or they just let you finish them. And I believe I'm gonna finish Oezdemir.
So we're expecting a good one.
I'm gonna smash this dude. Yeah, for sure. I've got to. I say I have a stench on me from UFC 214. I have to go and get it off of me by winning the fight again.
Okay. Well, you're here with Francis Ngannou. This is another up-and-comer in the sport. What's it like hanging out with him for the day?
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing about Francis is that I was working the Fox desk when he made his UFC debut. So the whole time I was like, holy, what? I was like, who is this dude? From the moment I saw him, you know, he had dreadlocks and stuff too at the time. Now he's got a haircut. He's kind of cleaner. But before, it was like little small dreadlocks, and it was so scary. I was like, look at this guy. And then he started knocking everybody out, and then he does what he did to Overeem, who's a K1 kickboxing champion. And I'm like, wow, this dude's the real deal. But he's going to see the top of the game now, you know, with Stipe Miocic, and I can't wait to watch it because I do believe that his skills will help him in that fight. But Stipe's fighting for not only the heavyweight championship, but he's fighting for his legacy and also history. In the heavyweight division, guys punch so hard that 2 title defenses is the most anyone's ever had. If Stipe beats Francis, that's number 3. He'll be the most successful heavyweight champ of all time. So this is going to be history. You know, this is a big fight. I can't wait to go in there and do my thing and then watch Francis actually take his spot in, at the top of the marquee, and then watch Stipe try to become the greatest heavyweight champ of all time. I'm excited.
We're excited too, and you're going to be defending this thing.
Yeah.
This is quite some belt we have here.
Yes, it is.
Now you can be honest. Do you wear this sometimes at home when you're alone?
I used to. when I first won it, when I first won the belt, I would go in my room. You know, I have this room with a lot of the stuff that I've done over the course of my career, and I would go in there and I kind of just walk around and I look and kind of take it all in, and I would pick it up and be like, this is crazy, because it's only been, I've only done this for maybe 8 years. You know, it hasn't been that long to have done some of the things that I've done, and yeah, you know, I wear it. You know, I wear it, but
there's no shame in that.
Not anymore. I've kind of shied away from it a little bit. We've gotten quite familiar with each other. I do love her.
Yes.
I still love her.
Oh,
it's a girl. Yeah,
okay.
of course.
Girl.
If it was your belt, probably I love him. You know, it's like we always fall in love with things. I fall in love with my belt. I do love it.
Well, I can tell you one thing for sure. I will never have one of those of my own.
Who does not like gold though?
I don't know.
We all
I don't want to know that person.
Right? Yeah, we love gold.
Okay, we're looking forward to this one, UFC 220. Thanks so much, and we're expecting a good fight.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.